So around the world, countries are investing heavily in revamping their infrastructures and building new infrastructure. This is primarily to stimulate economies, to transport goods, and to help move people around safely. These are just some of the examples of the figures that are being invested into these infrastructure programs. Qatar in specific has a budget of about $68 billion to transform the country's infrastructure. So clearly there's a lot of projects in various stages around the world. However, this one country in particular is one that is tackling about 900 separate projects as part of their transformation program. This is why this is being referred to as the largest infrastructure project in the Middle East. So the scope and the magnitude of this project is quite large. Like it cannot be understated. It's quite massive and very, very complex once you get into the weeds of it. Aside from the sheer size of this project, the program is unique in that there is one single organization that is managing the full project life cycle of this transformation. So Ashghal are creating a national infrastructure program or programs on behalf of other Qatari government agencies, thereby modernizing the country's infrastructure and creating new possibilities for the country's future and for the future of its people. Ashghal is responsible for the design, the construction, the operation maintenance, and the management of roads, drainage networks, sewage networks, public areas, and others around the country. They're also investing a lot in building a social infrastructure there that includes schools, health centers, and other government buildings. So the Expressway Programme in particular intends to build a world-class highway network that is considered to be the backbone of Qatar's future. It's in line with their Vision 2030, and it's going to provide major routes to the up-and-coming 2022 FIFA World Cup that's happening later this year. So that's being delivered through a series of about 50 separate highway projects, and it includes about 800 kilometers of highways, 300 bridges or underpasses, and maybe 200 multi-level intersections as well. The construction itself kind of extends to other local areas in Qatar, and that includes changing roundabouts into signalized junctions, expanding roads to increase capacity, street lighting, footpaths, cycle paths, and different landscaping projects as well. The drainage program will accommodate drainage flows from new and current or existing drainage networks. So these projects aim to establish sustainable sewage, drainage networks, and in new areas, and to develop existing areas because of the anticipated population growth in the coming few years. So the drainage program in particular contains or includes several sewage treatment plants, and they initially will cater to about 150 million liters capacity initially. There are 2 deep tunnel boring machines that will operate, or that are operating at a depth of about 60 meters underground, and they were specifically designed to cater to the geological aspects of Qatar in specific. Another part of this program is the beautification projects, and the idea is to create a sustainable environment through several tasks. That's by building central parks, pedestrian and bike paths, cycle paths, landscaping, and decorative lighting. They also aim to create a social environment with a distinct identity through the participation of the community, and that's by creating artwork and planting work in coordination with several ministries and other government agencies in the country. So one example of sustainability is, or applying sustainability, is the walking path that you see on the screen, where it was 100% built using recycled rubber and locally sourced Qatari materials, which basically was able to reduce waste and reduce the amount of carbon emissions, which would have been a result of the transportation of all of these materials. Ashghal also manages and delivers projects for multiple sectors through planning and design to implement buildings that meet the highest quality standards. So the Building Projects Department launched the project program management system as part of their initiative or part of their ongoing efforts in order to enhance the way construction is delivered in general. So in cooperation with the Gulf Organization for Research and Development, the projects that were implemented by Ashghal received the GSAS certificate in design and construction with a performance level equivalent to about 3 stars, which basically means that Qatar is really, really committed to apply sustainability across all of its government buildings and across all of their projects in general. So let's take a look at how they did that. What technology did Qatar use in order to achieve the goals of this massive program? So infrastructure programs of any size are not without challenges, right? So most government agencies or anyone in general taking on an infrastructure project will face some, if not all, of these challenges. Now, a common way to do this is having a common system, an integrated system that includes process automation at the project, program, and portfolio level to help these authorities meet deadlines and control costs, improve payment accuracy and timelines, ensure that nothing is missed, and increase the speed of reviews, feedback, and approval. Now, this program also has a very firm, for obvious reasons, and non-negotiable scheduled deadline, right? So Ashghal needed a solution that would standardize data capture, that would improve turnaround times and reduce delays and risks, and provide a comprehensive asset record for better maintenance. Now, in the past, Ashghal relied on siloed, document-centric systems, and those lacked the consistency of having one cohesive, integrated solution that is able to fully manage an asset's life cycle from A to Z. So by implementing Oracle's solutions across programs, functional areas, and processes, Ashghal is bringing together people, processes, and data, speeding up activities, reducing errors, and reducing risk, and squeezing the timelines of these projects as much as possible. Compared to the previous model, contractors brought their own project management tools to Ashghal's projects, and Ashghal now provides a centralized project information management system for the entire team to use. This approach saves Ashghal a lot of money, and it improves the consistency of project information. Ashghal also showed a lot of foresight to ensure that its operational solutions could handle the scope of so many projects happening at the same time in a very, very condensed time frame. They recognize the importance of having a proven portfolio management system that provides the control and the visibility that they require in order to manage those programs as efficiently as possible. Now, obviously, whenever a solution or a technology is being implemented, the success of that solution really depends on people trusting that system, like people trusting the technology. So they expect that the information is accurate, the information is up to date, and it's easily accessible whenever they need it. Primavera Unifier has allowed Ashghal to bring all of that data into one platform. And capturing that data is essential for learning, measuring, and improving. However, Ashghal did not just rely on one platform from Oracle. They actually use several other systems from Oracle, as you can see on the screen, and that has allowed them to gain the visibility and the transparency they need into and to create a full record of all of the activities and decisions that happen throughout the asset lifecycle. So what were the outcomes? Well, there are about 2,700 project participants on this program from different organizations. And that really illustrates that people trust the technology and they value the technology and the benefit that it brings to the project. Since the implementation, there were around 590 committed contracts by Ashghal. They have automated around 35 complex business processes on this tool. And they are processing about 300 payments on a monthly basis. So in the past, Ashghal would see one line item in total for payment. Now they can see a full breakdown with all of the detail that is required, and they can ensure that no overpayments will happen on their projects. So reviews and feedbacks are also substantially faster, helping keep those critical programs on track and to meet their very, very stringent deadlines. So now you can imagine if engineering services, they spot any issue, they can raise it immediately and assign it to the right people, and they can get it resolved as soon as possible. What could take 2 to 3 weeks in the past now takes just a couple of days.